welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be redecorating and refreshing my home for 2022. I'm going to show you guys how I cozied the space back up after removing all the Christmas and having it looking pretty bare in here. I wanted to redecorate a little bit. I picked up some new pieces, I've shopped my home, I've pulled out my neutral decor, and we are going to cozy the house back up together. So if you like these decorate with me videos, make sure to give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe, and let's go ahead and get to decorating. Alright, we're starting in our entryway, and I'm just going to refresh it a bit. So I'm adding this landscape picture frame that was from Hobby Lobby. It was such a good deal. I also have these copper candlesticks that I picked up thrifting one day, and I just have some white tapered candles. I love styling this peg rail, however, I wanted to keep it very simple transitioning into the new year, so I'm just adding a basket that I thrifted and some greenery from Target. I'm just going to let that kind of spill out of the basket. I'm also adding a hat because I feel like that gives a very lived-in feel. So a trick with hats, if you have a shelf on top of your hooks, use the tie for the adjustment in the hat and use that to hang the hat on instead of the brim. So that's a tip that I use whenever I'm styling hats on this shelf in particular. And here is the final look of the entryway. It is very simple. I've got a bench that I keep in here all the time, and it's perfect for putting your shoes on or throwing your purse down. So very simple and functional. Now I'm heading into the office to spruce it up a bit. So this corner was pretty bare with the old door that I have with a basket and some pampas grass. So I added this green antiqued chair and threw a cozy blanket over it. Here is the statement wall behind my desk in the office. I painted it a darker gray color about a year ago or so. I have these shelves that I like to style, so I switched out the sign, and now I'm going to style these open shelf bookcases. So I'm going to use lots of books and plants. I also have my devotionals that I'm going to keep on there. That way they are easy to access. These devotionals are from the Daily Grace Co., and they are my favorite. They're so good, and they're also really pretty to have out on your bookshelf. So I love those. I'm also going to have my little calendar that I switch out for the days. I love having that on the shelf. And then I'm also going to store some of my YouTube equipment. So my microphone, I also have this case for my camera, and I also have lots of cords. So a trick to hiding cords is to put them in a basket. That way they're easy to access, but they aren't an eyesore. For the other shelf, I want it to be cohesive but not the same, so I'm going to use a riser. I also have this little faux plant. These are all items that I shop from my home. And then I also have some more YouTube equipment, just some tripods, my smaller vlogging camera, and I'm just going to have those displayed on the shelves. That way they are right there, I know where they're at, and they're easy to access. I also had a lot of books that I kept in a nightstand in our guest bedroom, and I honestly just forgot about them. I found myself not really reading any books because they weren't right out in front of me, so I pulled them all out and I'm going to display them on this bookshelf. So I just have some bookends, and I'm going to style them by color. So I use the Roy G. Biv whenever I am organizing anything with colors. So if you guys have not seen my Declutter and Organize With Me videos, I'll have an organizational playlist linked down below, but most of the books were white, so that was kind of nice. So I just have the colored ones all the way down to the white books. Now I'm going to style this console table on the far side of my office, and I'm first going to layer a large old window. I think this is so beautiful. One side is sanded down with this really pretty brown color. The other side is a chippy white, so I went with a brown because I feel like it complemented the table better. I also have this antique sign that I just put on some little tiny nails that are in the window. I have this vase with some olive picks, and then I love adding a candle in my office, so I'm going to layer it with this little basket that was thrifted. The Snuggle Season candle from Copper Candle Co., which are my favorite candles, by the way. If you guys have been around here for a while, you know that. This smells so good. I'm just adding a little bit of greenery. So for the bottom, I would like to have 2 large baskets that are similar, but I just shot my home, so my future sister-in-law actually got me this really cute picnic basket for Christmas, so I'm going to display it in the office for now with some wood, and then I also have my old counting machine. So that is what the office is looking like. It just adds a little bit of life back to the space with all of the greenery and just a neutral decor. Alright, now we're heading into the living room, which is my favorite area to decorate because I love styling these bookshelves from Target. They are my absolute favorite. So I'm going to show you some new decor pieces that I picked up, and then I also have some that I have just shot my home. So the first new item is this potted faux fern, and it is from the new Hearth and Hand line. I also picked up this Down to Earth book from Home Goods. It was originally $19.99 and it was on clearance for $15. I love finding good deals on books that are pretty. And then I also have this thrifted basket, which actually still had the price tag. It was $2. So I'm going to add that on top of the book for some texture. I'm using this plant stand from Hobby Lobby to add some height to this next shelf, and I'm going to add some more books. This one is the Homebody book from Joanna Gaines and the Cozy White Cottage from Liz Marie, and I'm going to have those books standing up just to kind of change it up. And then I'm using this old candle that I burned down, but this is just such a beautiful pot, so I'm going to use it for a faux plant. So if you don't like the plant's base, just try putting it in a different pot or in a basket or something, and it can totally change the look. I also have this small picture frame of a landscape from Hobby Lobby. It was originally $13.99 and it was half off, so that was such a good deal. And the colors of the picture really tie in with the rest of the living room. So now I'm using some old books that I thrifted, and I just love these. I think they're beautiful colors. So I'm going to have these facing out. So I'm going to show the binding, but you could really style them multiple ways. So I just wanted to show you guys that. But I'm also adding a wooden riser that I picked up from Clint Harp Co. or Clint Design Co. That's what his business is called, from Waco. And I'm just going to flip it over, and I'm going to add a pine scented candle. This is from Christmas. I never even burned it, but it smells really good. And then I'm also going to add a candle husher and some matches, and I'm just going to place them on top of those old books. For the next shelf, I'm adding a basket with some wood in it and also an old pottery vase. And for the bottom shelf, I'm just adding a large basket that can be used for storage. I have 2 of these bookshelves in the living room, so for the other bookshelf, I'm using this other landscape picture from Hobby Lobby. This one was $34.99, also half off, and it's a pretty good size. I like how neutral and just calming this one looks. I also have some more old books. One is a Webster's Dictionary, and I think it is just so beautiful. It's so worn in, so somebody showed it a lot of love. I also have these wooden vases from Hobby Lobby, and I picked up this brass watering can from TJ Maxx for $12.99 after Christmas. I also have this wooden tray. This is from Hobby Lobby, and it's not new. I've had it for a while. And I also have this faux plant from Target that I also have had for quite a while. I've got some more books. You can tell that all of my books are kind of in a neutral color scheme. So dark navies or browns or tans, blacks. That's really what I was going for. I also have this bucket that tied in with the black, and I also have this little container from TJ Maxx. It was on clearance for $6 to kind of break up all of the black with some wood and marble. And then the bottom shelf, I'm just adding a blanket to a basket. And then for my favorite item that I found at HomeGoods is this brand new mirror that is oversized. It's an Anthro dupe. It was $250. It's 7 feet tall, and I am obsessed with it. I think it really makes the living room. So here's an overview of the shelves and this wall in our living room. I don't know about you, but behind the couch is one of the hardest places to decorate. So I wanted a really big statement wall behind the couch. So I ordered some prints off of Etsy, printed them out at Walgreens, and I used some wooden picture frames from Target and made my own landscape art, if you will, but it's not really landscape. You can choose whatever kind of art you would like. And I also added some candlestick holders to the wall. I'm adding in some neutral pillows. HomeGoods had tons of pillows on sale, so if you are in need of some, go check them out. And then I'm also adding a cozy knit throw that I used for my Christmas decor in our guest bedroom, just pulling it out, shopping our home, and rearranging different items. That way it gives it an entirely new feel. And then for our coffee table, I have some more books that I picked up from HomeGoods and TJ Maxx on clearance. And the first one was this Made for Living book, and I'm so inspired by it already. It's a beautiful book and tons of great advice in it for design. And then I also have this book by Sid and Shay McGee, which they have the McGee Co. brand, and they also have the line at Target. So love them. I can't wait to read more about their story. So I have those on our end table, and then for our coffee table, I'm using the same tray I always use. I have a thrifted basket with this faux plant because, again, I didn't like the pot that the faux fern was in, so I'm just placing it in the basket, and I like that a lot better. I have the second Cozy White Cottage book, which is their seasons book, which is so good. So I'm layering that on the tray with some coasters, and I'm also adding another Copperco candle, and this is the Hearth and Home one. It smells so good and so cozy. I'm also adding up these architectural pieces from Decor Steals back to the wall that we have our TV and fireplace on and our windows. This is a hard wall to style, but I really like the texture that it brings. I'm also adding in some faux plants. I'm layering them on a plant stand that I picked up on clearance from TJ Maxx and a wicker basket from Home Goods. And then to style on top of the fireplace, I wanted to keep it simple, so I just have a dough bowl, some greenery, and I'm adding a candle in. It also hides our Apple TV, so I like that. And then I'm also bringing in this other green chair that matches the one in the office, and I'm just going to cozy it up with a blanket, and I'm also going to add in a pillow. Both of these are very neutral since the chair is more of a statement. It's a bright green. It's not really a bright green, it's more of a darker green that I think is so pretty, but I like having more neutral pieces with it to kind of tone it down. I'm also bringing in this jute poof to add some texture. And then TVs are such an eyesore, so I YouTubed vintage backgrounds to kind of mimic the frame TVs and just pulled one up, and looks better than it did. Not great, but better. So I'm just going to light a candle and check everything out and make sure it looks okay. Sometimes it takes a few days to live in the space to tell if you really like where everything is placed, or if you want to move, take away, or add anything to it. So take your time when you are decorating, but I really hope that this video inspired you if you want to cozy your home back up after taking all of your Christmas decor down, and if your home is feeling a little bit bare. Here are some ideas that you can do, some simple DIY projects like these picture frames that you can make yourself. Both of those picture frames were under $50 for both of them, so such a great deal. You could pick any type of art that you would like on Etsy. It's usually just a few dollars. So I'm also loving this mirror. I cannot get over it, so I can't wait to style it in our new home as well. But make sure to stay tuned for the next video, because I'm going to share redecorating our kitchen and dining room and probably our master bedroom. I've refreshed it a little bit, so stay tuned for those videos. Make sure you are subscribed, like these videos if you like Decorate With Me's. They are my absolute favorites. And like I said, we are moving, so I've got lots of house content planned that where I'm going to show building our new home, so make sure to stay tuned for that. So thank you guys so much for being here, spending some time with me today. I love and appreciate each one of you, and I will see you all really soon in my next video. Bye guys.